Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen Rosenberg, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Oracle Health Sciences.
Well, thank you, and thanks for that speech. I thought that was very telling at this point. So I'm Steve Rosenberg. I run the Health Science Global Business Unit at Oracle. We at Oracle, we actually don't develop drugs or look at molecules. We supply technology to make that capable. Virtually every company in this room uses our technology to either collect data, analyze data, report adverse events, do budgeting, planning, et cetera, to support the clinical research and clinical trial activities. And what I've said before and what I still believe is that our goal is to make our stuff invisible, that people shouldn't think about Oracle when they're developing new therapies, but should think more about their job. What's apparent to me after sitting in the forum today, though, is that technology is more important than ever in developing these new therapies. The type of data that's being collected, the advancement in science, the sources of that data are all coming together and making this a much more difficult prospect. Just the genomic sequencing that's being done requires an enormous amount of data horsepower and compute to be able to analyze and use effectively in research. So there's also these forces, and it was just touched upon. Value-based reimbursement is becoming the word for both healthcare organizations as well as pharma. You folks have to prove the worth of your drug to get them paid both in the United States and in other countries, and that is becoming more and more difficult, and again requires what people now call real-world evidence to pull off. What we do at Oracle Health Sciences is we sit in between healthcare and pharma and life sciences, and we have data that's been collected from healthcare companies, both genome and EMRs, et cetera, that can be brought to bear to help you figure out how to get those drugs approved in other countries. The other interesting trend that I think is going on is, is clinical trials are now becoming part of care. You're seeing more and more places where patients walk in with certain diseases and a clinical trial is offered as part of a care plan rather than something where it's separately recruited for. And that also requires a big use of data, EMRs, and the collection of that data, aggregation of that data, to know exactly what is right for a patient when they walk into the room. So it's becoming, and some of the panels today talked about it, it's becoming apparent to me that the data and the management of that data and the sources of that data is becoming much more and more important to your work, and therefore it's going to be less invisible or more visible. So with that, I'll turn over the mic. I just have to say, anybody here from Chicago? The Cubs? The Cubs? Anybody here from Cleveland? Yeah, see, go Cubs. Thank you.